you?
Oh, Mary Beth, I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. What a beautiful green aura. Go into a turquoise green. This is a color that tells me a dreaming in color. You get like clairvoyant. The strong visions come through your dreams. So I'm here to tell you, don't think about things. Just go with the flow, if that makes sense.
Wow. Yeah.
So, honey, I know we're kind of limited on time tonight, so I'm sorry about that, but bring it at me. What's your question? I'll do what I can to answer you.
So, two, I had a recent loved one that passed.
Okay.
Who is significant. It's my mom. So I'd just like to know the ways that she's letting me know that she's near.
Okay, don't say anything else, please. When I communicate to the other side, I particularly don't even like when people tell me I want to talk to so-and-so because I trust the spirit world. They're going to tell me who's going to speak to you. All right, so hold on. I'm timing this. You're looking at the clock. Just give me a minute. Now, what I get is a feeling of not being able to breathe really deep. So I feel like your mom's trying to indicate to me that there may have been I don't hope it's not a suffocation issue, but a feeling of an issue around the neck. Now, I feel that she is coming through your dreams. I feel like I'm supposed to say Rachel or Rhonda or Robin or Ra something. R. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Who is it?
Well, I'm assuming it could be my brother, Ronnie.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if your mom, I asked your mom to give a shout out to you, to somebody whom she knows that you would know, obviously. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, she seems to be going towards your brother a lot. Like, he's been having grief issues as well. Sometimes, I think a little bit more than you. Like, you're more metaphysically inclined and can understand that you can connect to your mom anytime, drop of the hat.
Yeah,
I want to say Robert is, on the other hand, is a little bit more solid to the ground. A plus equals B equals C, 1, 2, 3. Very level-headed. Not that we're not level-headed, but you know what I mean. What I'm seeing
I have another
here,
brother, Roland, too.
Roland, okay. It feels like I'm seeing an accountant. But what I'm getting with you is that your mom is communicating to you through your dreams, and get ready for this one. It feels like through your pets. I want to say a dog, a brown dog. I don't know if I keep seeing a dog who's having the night crazies. So I feel like I'm seeing a pet who's trying to respond to her spirit. Unless it's her pet you're taking care of. I don't know what I'm saying here, but that's what I keep seeing.
Okay.
I know this sounds completely off the beaten path because I don't think I'm speaking with your mom with this. I get the impression that somebody is fighting depression around your family. And I feel like your mom is indicating that you and your siblings have to reach out to the family member who's either had... Oh boy, here goes. All right, sorry, it's like 2 minutes, I realize. Reach out to the family member who's dealing with depression. Because I want to say he needs it. Okay? Hope you understand that one.
I do.
Good
I have
deal.
a situation coming up on May 11th that I'd like to know if I'm
Don't put it off. Give them a great big hug. Okay? They need it. They need it big time. That's what your mom's telling me to tell you. Thank you so much for calling, and I hope you get to call the show back. I realize I'm only here for half an hour, so I have to, split. So, Cindy, I send lots of love and light to you and your mom and Roland and your brother, and I look forward to talking to you in the future. And to everybody else who's listening in, thank you so much for listening in to the Wren and Friends Psychic Talk radio program. I'm your hostess, Psychic Medium Mary Beth Wren. Don't forget, you can find me at www.marybethwren.com. Always remember, reality is what you make it. So make sure you make it the very best. And I'll see you next week. Thank you very much for listening.
A1R Lifestyle Healing and Wellness Wellness Radio, a breath of fresh air. This is A1R, a product of Positive Peak.
My name is Ruth Rusi, and this is how I live United. I read to children as part of United Way's education program. It helps them create links between language and literacy and prepares them for a better academic future. I figure I have the time and they have the need. My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. Feedthepig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need feedthepig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
A1R Psychic, Metaphysical and Wellness Radio, a breath of fresh air. This is A1R, a product of Positive Peak.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Spirited Messages with Tatum Streeter. Live from TatumStreeter.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Spirited Messages on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tatum Streeter, and I'm actually coming from Michigan, so it's so nice to meet you all. I know we're having a little bit of computer issues tonight with signal, so we might be going in and out a little bit, so I'm just kind of letting you know now. Hopefully you can hear me and everything that I'm saying, but if not, we will get it fixed. Don't worry. Like I said, my name is Tatum Streeter. I am a psychic medium from here in Michigan, and I'm actually a generational medium. I have been reading professionally for about 5 years now, but I've been reading pretty much my entire life. So I can connect with people who have crossed over, but I'm also an energy healer, and I practice intuitive healing, which is something where we look at past life regression as well as inner child healing, and kind of put everything together to look at some of the belief systems that may be holding you back. So that's a little bit about me. I don't tend to like to talk too much about myself, but I'm sure we'll get to know each other really well. I will kind of go over a lot of different stuff, but I definitely want to kind of leave the show up to you guys and kind of show you who I am, and you to kind of help me get to know your family members a little bit better, as well as some of the things that might be coming up for you. So let's first talk about this new moon that's going on. I don't know if anybody else is getting super crazy energy off of this new moon, but I know I am. It's definitely one of those times where we need to just kind of relax and let things fall off that don't belong and get ready for all of the new stuff. So how funny that this show is actually starting tonight on the night of the new moon. I think that's definitely spirit saying that we have something good happening here. Also, just kind of wanted to throw in little signs that I've been getting lately. I've been seeing ladybugs everywhere. I don't know if you guys have, or if you've been getting different signs, I'd love to hear about them. But I've definitely had ladybugs all over my house, my car, and if you know, Michigan's kind of cold right now. We're supposed to get some snow this week, but I've had them everywhere. I actually have them on a deck of cards that I have sitting right here. So hopefully we'll just take that as a good luck sign from Spirit that they're kind of with us and going to help us out through this show. One of the first things I wanted to talk a little bit about is conscious creating and knowing that we're basically doing law of attraction all the time. Some people don't necessarily think that we are always doing law of attraction, or it only starts and stops where they want it. That's definitely not the case. It's one of those things where it's all about our belief systems and what we're looking at moving forward in our life. The biggest one I can tell you is about money and looking at how you feel about money and where we're kind of going with things. And so if you're constantly thinking that you're in lack and kind of that mind frame of I can't do this, or I can't pay this, or I don't have enough, the universe responds to that, and they basically show you that and give you more of that lack cycle. And so then your car might break down, or you might have more bills, or you're basically getting that reinforcement. So it's all about changing your way of thinking for things and kind of starting with gratitude, because that's where everything kind of happens. And we need to kind of look at it from a cycle of I have enough, the universe supports me, I'm doing just fine, I'm where I need to be. And when you start to kind of look at that, the universe will then support you back. And so for anybody out there who's struggling right now with money or just kind of in a negative spot, this can be a really hard time of year for a lot of people. Try to look at some of those ways, and maybe we can kind of change where we're at. I do know that we have a caller on right now from Tennessee. I didn't quite get your name, but I am more than willing to catch your name again and get your question.
My name is Regina.
Hi, Regina. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Do you have a specific question for me or an area you'd like me to look at? Or if you want me to just kind of start with what I'm picking up and we can work all your questions in, and it's up to you.
Yeah, let's start with whatever you're picking up.
Okay. You have an older male energy that's around you. Feels like it's connected on mom's side. Has your grandfather passed away?
My father.
Father? Okay. You also have this gentleman, though, standing on mom's side, though, that's also kind of pointing. We have this fatherly energy, but we also have this, feels like a grandfather, great-grandfather on mom's side. It's just kind of coming through, and they're going to kind of help us with some of these messages. Makes me feel like Dad's kind of showing me that there's a little bit of overwhelm right now, kind of showing me that there's some decisions that need to be made, but we're dragging our feet. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't show me that it's in just one area. It's kind of making me feel like we have, it's kind of in a lot of different places. It's work, but it's also personal life. Are you feeling like you're stuck and you're not, almost like we're in a cycle, we're not moving forward? Because he keeps saying that you felt like you were stuck, and he keeps saying 2 to 3. So I'm going to say 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing that your dad kind of is coming through and wanting to say to you is that a lot of what's holding you back right now is fear of the unknown, fear of what's kind of coming forward, what's coming next, and knowing that it's okay to kind of leave the situation that you're in right now. And this feels like it's related to work, where he's talking about it's okay to leave because he's making me feel like you're not very happy with what you're doing right now, and that we're kind of wanting to branch off into something new. But for whatever reason, financial constraints tend to hold you back. Sound about right?
It kind of just happened to be that way, that I just quit what I was doing and started doing what I like doing. So I'm actually on the right track with that.
Good. That's good.
But that was very recent that switch happened.
Okay, good. So you're starting to follow things that you've been manifesting. That's really good. But don't go into fear, though, because he keeps saying that even though you feel like you're on the right track, every now and then that doubt is like slipping into the back of your head. Does that sound about right? Where we're kind of questioning ourselves and our ability. And he keeps talking about the financial aspect. And I don't know if that's something that's changed or what, but he keeps talking about that financial aspect, that it's almost a little bit of a worry. You don't have anything to worry about. Your flow is actually really good, and it's going to continue to be really good. Now, are you doing a project, something that's going to happen, or we're trying to manifest something to happen? Because he keeps talking about March.
Well, my birthday's in March. It would be great if I could get some financial things in order by then, yeah.
I feel like you will have it in order by then, but he's saying that you have to make like a budget or make a list and stick to it. Especially this time of year, it's hard for a lot of people to do that, but you tend to be pretty good at sticking to what you're trying to kind of put out there. So manifest it, put it out into the universe, and stick to it. But this is the right area where you're going. He wants to talk about relationship, and he keeps going back and forth as well. He makes me feel like I'm kind of, I'm pulling energy in, but I'm also pulling energy out. Can I ask you if you're in a relationship right now? Because I feel like there's something that's tying us to past life, but there's also something that's current.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I was with someone for over 8 years, and he's the father of my children, and we're kind of in a back and forth stage.
Okay. That's where that tugging on the energy comes from. So you kind of have to make a decision of what you want to do. And I think that's also part of where he's talking about being stuck and kind of not sure, moving forward, going back and forth. So you have to make a decision of where you really want to be. I keep hearing that he's changed, this person, that there's a reason for obviously a split. There's always a reason for a split. There's a lesson that we're learning, but there's something about him that's changed, and it feels like it's changed in a positive way. You guys are kind of both growing. You're growing separately. You're growing in different areas, but we're also starting to kind of grow back together. But I keep hearing that you need to express yourself to him. I feel like you try, and sometimes you don't always get heard, but you need to express, and you have to find the way to kind of get him to listen in a way that's going to kind of make sense for him. But your dad's also talking about appreciation and feeling appreciated. So I kind of feel like that's also something that was kind of something big within your relationship about that feeling of appreciation and feeling valued for what you bring to the table. So when you're having that conversation as far as what's happening, make sure that comes up.
Okay.
Okay. It's funny because I don't feel if we keep having like a conversation and we have this open dialogue with one another, because it makes me feel like there's stuff that he wants to say too, but he's not saying it. And kind of where you're not saying everything and you're holding back, we're just kind of going around and around. So when we have this open conversation, we can just kind of say, you know what, this is where we're at. This is what we want. I still feel like there's a part of you guys that keep pulling back to one another. That's where those ties are. And it's more than just your kids. So there's something that's not finished with your story yet.
That sounds exactly right.
Well, I thank you for calling in. I hope that you can talk with him and kind of figure out where you guys stand. And I wish you guys such good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We have Richie from New York. Oh, Bridget, I'm so sorry. I keep saying the name wrong.
That's okay.
How are you doing tonight, Bridget?
I am good.
Good.
A little cold out here.
It is. It's getting very cold. It's going to snow here on Friday. I'm a little sad. Do you have a specific question or a specific area that I can help you with? Or do you want me just kind of start with what I'm getting and we can work everything in? It's completely up to you, my dear.
Yeah, whatever you're getting is fine.
Okay. They make me feel like right now, obviously ebb and flow of life, right? We all go through ups and downs, up and down. They make me feel like you're at a really, it's a good point. Even if you don't always see the good, they want you to start seeing the good. You have a grandmother that's coming through. Also feels like connected on mom's side. Has your grandmother passed on mom's side?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you very close with her? Because she makes me feel like there's a special bond between you and her.
When I was younger, we were, but not so much when I was older.
Okay. Well, she's still finding that bond between the two of you, and she's kind of helping me come through with these messages, and she makes me feel like she's saying the last 2 years, where things have been a little bit rocky and where we talk about that ebb and flow, but you're in a better place right now. She's also saying about something where we're having to shed, like we're shedding people, we're shedding things that don't fit anymore. And so I don't know if you've noticed that or if you've been contemplating that, but it's okay to let those things kind of fall off. Have you noticed people or things that you used to enjoy kind of falling away and making room for new things?
Yeah, well, actually, I was really, really depressed the last 2 years, and I just moved across the country. Yay! And it's been really good.
That makes sense. That's why you're in the upswing. So she's saying that it was really hard for you to move and be kind of away from what you know. And she's also saying you're kind of a creature of comfort. You don't like change. So this is huge for you. And when you took the leap, the universe kind of rewarded you. So congratulations on that. That's very, very special. She keeps saying we need to talk about relationship. Are you in one right now? Because it feels like there's something new or something different that's happening within your relationship moving forward.
I'm married. I've been married for a while.
New cycle. There's something new that's happening within this. Also, when I'm asking her as far as, are you feeling more comfortable in your relationship too? Because it feels that way. It feels like we're kind of settling in and we're feeling comfortable with where we're at and that ebb and flow. Things are kind of going well right now. And I only see them going up from here. They're giving me June, and they're talking about June as far as a relationship. Is that an anniversary day?
Let's see. We got married in July.
Okay.
We met in May. We married in July. And we moved here in June.
Okay, moved in June. Fantastic. There's something about your relationship, and I feel like it's connected with June, and we'll see it again. We'll cycle around again this coming June. And it makes me feel like there's something really, really positive coming for you. So keep manifesting that positive. your grandmother's also telling me that sometimes we have a hard time with the doubt, and that's kind of what creeps into the back of the head. Don't do that. Don't go into doubt, because you are creating this amazing life for yourself right now. And it very much feels to me like you're a caretaker of people in your life, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It shows that you're truly compassionate. And your grandmother's also telling me sometimes you're a little bit too hard on yourself. So give yourself a break sometimes, because you're doing the right thing. She's telling me I need to pull a card for you. So I'm going to pull from my soul lesson deck. For whatever reason, she wants me to pull this card for you tonight. That's why I always have them ready. Things in the soul lesson deck, I always tell people that chances are you're going to learn pretty much all of these lessons at some point in your life. But whatever comes out tonight, Spirit wants us to know. Such a good card about being patient with yourself, where we were just talking a little bit about give yourself some credit. Be patient with yourself. It's not a race. So are you feeling a little bit of anxiety right now where you are?
Yeah.
Don't feel that anxiety. You are right where you need to be, and you're kind of going through the lessons. And your grandmother's also telling me that at times you tend to compare yourself with where other people are. And I think we all do that. That's human. But don't compare yourself at chapter 2 to somebody else's chapter 20. Sometimes it takes us a little bit longer to get where we need to go. I'm a prime example of that. And sometimes we need those lessons in between. Let go of that anxiety. It feels like we're pulling into the future as far as our energy, like we're concerned as far as going forward. You don't have anything to be concerned about. You are on an upswing. Things are going well. There are changes, like I said, within your relationship, positive, like we're growing back together, something good's happening. She's also talking about his work. So I don't know if he's up for promotion or if something is changing with his work, but it feels like it connects his positive work environment as well as where you guys are. So I'm not sure, like I said, if he's up for something or it will come, but it makes me feel like by June next year, we're in a place where we're feeling very content, less anxious.
Well, he has an interview on the 12th, and the income is double what he's making right now. So I'm really hoping for that.
Yes, that would be amazing. See, they knew something was happening with his job. He's worked really hard. At doing what he's doing sometimes always doesn't feel recognized, which I know a lot of us feel that way at work, where we don't always feel recognized or valued. But he sees the value in himself. And so the more he keeps manifesting the good stuff, putting it out there, where we talk about the money, right? Where we're manifesting the good stuff. We're manifesting that we're grateful for what we have and we have enough and we're doing great. The more we do that, the more it comes to us. And that's why he has this amazing opportunity. So I very much wish him good luck on this interview, because I think this is going to be exactly what you guys have been waiting for. Positive change.
That was exciting. That's actually exactly what I was going to ask you about if I had asked.
See, that sometimes Spirit knows. Well, I thank you very much for calling in tonight and for being a part of the show, my first show, and I hope that I'll be able to talk with you again soon.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm being told by Spirit that we need to pull a card for everyone's highest and greatest good tonight for this new moon, to kind of manifest and bring in what we want. So we're going to kind of go ahead and pull that. Nice. This is an amazing card. The change in the wind. So that means that there's changes coming. All that positive effort, all of that stuff that you're putting forth is going to come to fruition, but you got to keep your thoughts positive. Keep yourself in a good, positive space, because when we tend not to, then things don't go the way we want. So don't try to force anything. Let it happen. But this new moon card shows me that there's a lot of good coming for everyone. Once again, I wanted to thank you all for listening in. For my first show, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this before. Normally, I'm just reading one-on-one with people, but this is very exciting. I hope you all enjoyed the show. I hope you guys give me some feedback. Let me know what I'm doing good, what I need to work on a little bit. I'm always open. I do know that this show is international, so for everybody who can't call in, please go ahead and send me an email. My Facebook page is there. I have an email. there that we can kind of look at. If you have questions, I'll do questions live on the air for people. So send them to me. I will read them next week when we get them. And I kind of wanted to leave everyone with a closing thought. Basically something that I'm working with right now. I realize it's November, it's Thanksgiving, and people are talking about gratitude, but we need to talk about gratitude all the time for everything that we have in our life, because the basis of all manifestation, what we're talking about tonight, starts with gratitude. So I'm hoping that you guys can kind of look and make a list. My own personal list is pretty much my family, my friends, my job, all of you, all of my clients. I look at everything and how business has grown, and it's been absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you, as well as the people on the other side that I get to talk with. So once again, I'm super happy that you guys are here and able to kind of share some of those messages with me, and allow you to allow the family members that have crossed over to kind of be here and be with us. I do have an office located right outside of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I love to see clients. I see clients pretty much every day of the week. So if there is something that you're interested in, let me know. We can definitely book something. But moving forward, they're talking to me. They're telling me that I have 2 messages left to give for people who are listening in, not necessarily on the phone. See, sometimes Spirit just interrupts you. There's a Deborah, that's kind of coming through, and they want me to tell you that stop questioning yourself and your relationship with people, and it feels like a personal relationship, that everything's going to be okay, but you're putting a lot of anxiety and stress on yourself. So if there's a Debbie out there listening, please hear that. If you have any questions, email me. I would love to hear it. The next one I'm getting is from a Mary, or for a Mary. And this message for Mary it feels like it's from her mother. And she keeps telling me that it's very important that she gets to speak to her tonight, because Mary's feeling very locked and alone. And so she very much is kind of looking to kind of be the comfort and guide. And she's kind of showing me a light post right now, and showing me that she's providing that light post, that guide for Mary, and to keep going. And I kind of feel like this Mary person, Mary Marilyn, somewhere in there. Sorry, I'm kind of getting the names all jumbled up. But keep going, keep moving forward. I kind of feel like there's a little bit of depression there, but she's going to be all right. So once again, if this resonates with you, let me know. If you have other questions, let me know. I'm so happy to be here for you guys, and thank you so much for listening in. And I hope that we get to work together more. Thank you so much.
This is A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
The Ask One Radio Network.
I want to change some things.
I want to help more kids graduate from high school.
I want more of my neighbors to have access to health care.
I want to change what I see around here.
United Way is creating real, lasting change where you live by focusing on the building blocks of a better life: education, income, and health.
I just want to see more smiles on my sidewalks.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. For more, visit United Way at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. A1R.
A1R. A1R.
A1R.
A1R.
A1R.
A1R. The Ask One Radio Network.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyonsBrilliance.Wixsite.com/Perry Lyons. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.TV. This is New York City Celebrity Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey guys, welcome. I'm Perry Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic, and it's nice to have you here. And we're in a beautiful, sort of near Greenwich Village, New York City, and it's been a gorgeous day, and I hope you had a good Halloween. And so I don't know about you, but the moon, there's a full moon in Scorpio today, and I have been trying to get my brain to work, and it keeps coming up with this little message that says like reboot. I was right before the show started, I was outwitted by a box of Mentos, which is hard to do, and I was sitting here trying, writing part of the show today, and my brain was like, nope. I said, no, we should talk about the moon, and we should talk about, my brain's like, how about a show about the history of dryer lint? I'm like, no, that's not working for me. So, or, fun things to do with old nails. So if you've been having that kind of day, the moon, there's a full moon. I mean, we've all heard the word lunatic, which comes from the Latin luna, meaning moon, and meaning small blood-sucking thing. No, lunatic means the ancients observed that during a full moon, people would act a little goofy. Just being a little spacey, or maybe the day is just a little off. So the good thing about the full moon in Scorpio is that if you're making intentions, or if you're going to use tonight to just sort of sit with yourself and think about what you'd like and who you are, it's a really good time. Scorpio is about truth, and it's about transformation. It's also a little about sex, but what you're doing your own time is your business. And Scorpio is a really good time to get to your own deepest truth so you can transform into a better version of yourself, you 2.0. So before we take calls, I was thinking, having decided not to go with the history of dryer lint, I was thinking about heartbreak. We've just been through something called Venus retrograde, which means that it's a time when sometimes relationships don't work out, or you're reassessing them. And I was, as a songwriter and a singer, at Summer's Movie and cool people like that. And so I wrote a little sort of jazz song on the way over. And if you have a minute, it's a little about that feeling you have when you're mildly heartbroken. So it's called Non-Essential, right? Non-essential, a luxury item or two. A drug you could do without was about what I was. Wasn't I goodbye, darling, to you? Non-essential, a decorative throw for your bed. A pill you didn't need, didn't I, darling? It's true, did I heed your cries? I don't love you, no, not I. Am essentially simple, essentially good, essentially stupid, To think that I could have been anything but nothing, a non-essential to you. So I think we all know that feeling. And not the feeling of sitting in a wing chair singing a recently written jazz ditty, but the feeling of feeling like, did I actually matter in this relationship? Was the other person just kind of playing me? And I get asked this question a lot. So I've asked it myself a few times. But here's the thing. When you feel a connection with somebody, whatever happens later, that connection's real. So if something is not working out with somebody right now, or maybe you've decided to go in two different directions, maybe what I'd like you to know is it was real. And you can really have that. You can keep it, because nobody can take good memories away from you. Anyway, so the other thing I was going to say is this week, before you enter a room, I have this little magic spell that I'd like you to just say to yourself for confidence and to feel like you're better. It's a very simple spell. Here's what you do. You throw your shoulders back, and you say to yourself, I am beautiful and I am loved. Close your eyes, breathe in, throw your shoulders back, say to yourself again, I am beautiful and I am loved. And enter that room with all the confidence you ever wanted to have at your fingertips. I've used that since I was a 15-year-old model in New York, and I'd be going to parties with people who were then to me like, oh, scary, like famous grown-ups. And it never fails. So if you've got holiday functions coming up, if you've got first date or 15th date with somebody who's fabulous, before you walk in, I am beautiful and I am loved, and throw your shoulders back. Okay, so let's see. Are we ready for callers? Mr. Dave Solomon, my fabulous producer. And Dave, are you there, Dave? All right. What, Darryl? Oh, cool. Hi. Josh? Is that the name?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. How can I help
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Let me just make sure everything's good here. Sorry.
Yeah.
There we go.
I can hear you now.
Great. And you got a fabulous view of the ceiling. So thanks for calling in. Wednesday. Just today. Can you hear me, love?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. So before we start, just tell me, what day is your birthday?
My birthday is 10/7/77.
Oh, wow! You got such a vibrantly young spirit. It's great to get so much wisdom in that. Cool. Oh, and happy birthday!
Yeah.
Happy recent birthday. So how can I be of service today, love?
I'm trying to find my path, and I know my journey is long, but I'm trying to see what I'm brought here for.
It's a great question. It's fantastic you should bring this up, because just talking about this with a famous friend who's reinventing herself, and one of the things that sort of suggesting to her is that when we reinvent ourselves, and we're not 25 at the moment. I mean, I was 25, but it turned out to be a phase. That it's important to bring all of the people we've been into our present and ask them for the wisdom that accumulated. So, so the first thing I'd ask is, it feels like we want to make a fresh start, but take a minute and acknowledge all of the different jobs and the different things you've tried out, because, you know, we just think it all starts or a time. It's not the case. Right. Better. So, and what you did was essentially when maybe you thought you were not on point, what you actually were doing was you were sort of growing different fruits from different trees and bushes to make this fabulous recipe now, right? It feels to me like you have, you're very, you have an insight to people that, yeah, you really do. You really do. And it becomes difficult for you, you know? I think that having an insight and the instinct for truth that you have has not always been easy. I think that maybe in your family, is that right? Maybe in your family, you were the truth teller, and that didn't always make you popular. So, right. It's great to have. So I also am getting energy, and a lot of, I think, you don't really notice what impact you have in people. I think if you look back over the people whose lives you've been in, that you'll notice that each of these people has changed for the better.
Yes, I have affected thousands of people, I'd say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other thing is, you definitely have some artistic talent.
Yeah.
Now, and that's lovely. I mean, it's something a little hard to do for a living. But you know what? Maybe it isn't. Never.
You never know.
Yeah, never know. And I just had my guys just said the oddest thing. They said, if you wanted to start like a side hustle, doing like little paintings or greeting cards that are hand painted with just something, a beautiful sentence that you come up with, because you have a way of just coming out with these sort of poetic truths. You do, don't you?
I've did a couple of paintings. Nothing to sell anything, but yeah, I've enjoyed it for sure.
If you also wanted to study Reiki or energy healing,
I already did that.
You have a very what?
I already did that.
Oh, great. Okay, then I'm picking that up from your aura. So, and the other thing is, you have a very, I'm going to say shaman-like energy. What I mean by shaman is shamans are people who have a spiritual connection with earthly things. So I have friends who are terrific at, like, crystals, and they really understand how to work with that energy. And to me, they're like, oh, pretty rock. And if it's diamond, I'm interested, but otherwise, like, oh, I don't get it. But you do get it. You can work. Yes. Yeah, you do. You can open up your own practice because you're also quite psychic. That's something that I think you've been a little in the past. For you, trusting the first thought that you get. We always think our first thought is our real first thought. Our first thought is actually before the first thought we recognize. It's a little like peripheral vision. Right? When you go outside and there's
just knowing. Sentient. Clairsentient? I'm trying to think of what it was called.
Yeah. It feels to me like you could, you've already done a lot of good in your life, and what's interesting about you is the jobs you've had have been, it's almost like you have a, what do they call it, a pastoralship when you're, so all of the jobs you've done, you've had some real success. But no, you're very friggin' bright. And again, you have that insight into people. You also understand sort of the game of business. That's not that interesting to you anymore. You're interested in everyday sort of finding your deepest truth and helping other people find theirs. And that is, so whether it's life coaching, whether it's opening a Reiki practice, whether it's combining all of these into sort of an energy healing thing, those are all things you can really
I'm on now.
Huh? What up?
Well, I'm going to school to be a chiropractor now, a doctor. Chiropractor.
Great.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Yay! Okay, that's exactly what I want you to do. I also would like you to keep a notebook by your bed. I like writing things because the neural pathways are strengthened. And it's a good thing. You know this, right? Who am I talking to about neural pathways? Okay, but I think you've been having a lot of dreams that are really profound.
Right.
And I want you to wake up every morning and just write for 10 minutes when you wake up, because you have a writing talent. You can be a little shy. And you've got a lot of wisdom. So I would ask you to maybe write for a month and then go back over the things you've written and either put your wisdom into like a little book you can sell on Amazon, or put it on a website or a blog. You have a lot to give. You have a very specific and very valuable and completely unique point of view. And the great thing about you is you have a lot of mystical talent, but you're also, there's no bull there. It's just like straight. Yeah. Yeah. Did that help? I can also, let me pick a card for you too. 1 second. It's so nice to meet you. Where are you calling from?
Nice to meet you. I found somebody off of the empath group from Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Great. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, it looks to me like this is going to, the thing you're doing is really going to work for you, because as I'm sure you know, the, excuse my nails, the Ace of Cups is the beginning of a new cycle and a new time of just real happiness and truth and expression. And also, also a little love. If you're looking for love, I feel like you might be in a relationship, but if you are, what?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm married with a couple kids. Mm-hmm.
Cool. It feels like the going to the chiropractic school, which is also going to renew your love with your wife. You're going to see each other. I really like her too. Although she's got a physical issue that I want her to look at, something to do with blood sugar. Okay, so you know.
Okay.
Well, they're a natural healer and a natural diagnostician, but the other thing you bring to it, and then I'll let you go, is that you see people's specific and unique greatness, and you make a space for that. So I'm just really looking forward to seeing what you do. So keep in touch, will you? And maybe on my website, you're just welcome to say hi and send an email. I'm really curious, because I think you really have a lot to offer.
Yeah, I want to bring mankind a lot of healing and, lots of love, of course, and try to heal whoever I can.
Yeah. Great. All right. Thank you, Manira. Really appreciate you being here. Thanks. All right.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Okay, keep in touch, and we've got 7 minutes for the next caller. And hi. Who is this?
Hello.
Hello. I'm sorry, didn't hear your name is?
My name is Kathy.
With a C or a K?
I'm in Florida.
Great. Is Kathy with a C or Kathy with a K? Cool. They're totally
Kathy
different
with a
names.
K.
Yeah. And so, Kathy, just tell me your birthday, and would you like, you want to talk about a specific thing, or would you like just a broad overview, or what works for you?
Well, I kind of like to talk about a specific thing. My birthday is February 19th, 1956.
Oh. How extraordinary. I just did a 3-hour session with somebody who was born on the exact day and year. That's amazing.
Oh.
Whoa. That's great. Well, that's what I call a confirmatory coincidence. So it means that what you're about to ask is important, and it also means that you're in alignment with your higher self right now. So keep going.
I was in a relationship that ended, and he ended it, and I haven't heard from him. And I'm trying to find out if I'm going to hear from him, or kind of where am I?
I'm sorry, sweetie. Just so you know, this has nothing to do with you. One thing I get about this person is getting a lot of natural healers in the show today. You have a healing energy, and those of us who have that sometimes can attract people who need healing, and that can be a little challenging. I also think this person might have a substance problem or some kind of, maybe an addiction, whether you know about it or not. So I think the things that took this person away from you had to do with his not wanting to grow into the person that he knew he could become with you, his best self. And I think he started to really get happy and grow into his best self. And honestly, I think he panicked. Not everybody is brave enough to do that. So what I'd like you to know is this had nothing to do with you, how lovely you are, how good and necessary a person you are. And this had everything to do with somebody who had been a little broken, had a chance to become whole, and sometimes people are just more comfortable being broken. So if he gets help for the issue that I see with him, I think he will be back, but I don't think that's going to be sooner than 3, maybe 4 months. And I would really concentrate on yourself. Let me pull some cards for you, too. Is any of this ring true for you? Kathy?
Yes, I'm here.
Does any of that ring true for you? Make sense?
I didn't understand.
Oh, I said what I was saying before about how you, again, like the previous call, you have a natural healing gift, and sometimes those of us with natural healing gifts can attract people who need healing, right? So what I was saying before
I understand.
Okay, great. So I was just wondering if that felt right to you.
It makes sense.
Uh-huh.
I just didn't understand how he left, the way he left.
Well, if it's any consolation, Kathy, he didn't either. He's not really in charge of his life or his feelings right now. And that's something that is a little difficult for the people around him to understand. And so what I get, the first card I picked for him was the, which I've now completely done something with. Sorry about that. First card I picked for him was a card that indicated that he was going to be kind of hermitizing. It's a card of somebody who is just he's isolating, is what he's doing, right? So, and again, that has nothing to do with you. That has a lot to do with his fear. As my friend Nora's church mailer used to say, some people just aren't happy unless they're unhappy. And again, I really want to tell you not to take this personally. This card is like what's surrounding you right now. And what you're looking at is spilled golden cups. But if you turn around, there are full golden cups, which means you need a little breathing space here, because he was a little hard to understand in the last month or two. And there are reasons for that I don't think he was really forthcoming about. Oh, it was this card. That was the first card I got. And this is somebody who's not dead. They're just sort of retreated into themselves in isolation for a bit. And the transformation card is having to fight for what you want. He is going to come to a place where he realizes he does want you and he will fight for you, but he is going to be kind of absent for a little while. And what I would do, this is a time of, like when a bone breaks, it heals stronger at the break. The 5 of Pentacles represents that time when something is breaking, but it's going to heal stronger. So have some faith that you're going to be taken care of, that he's in the light, and you might just want to, in your evening prayers and meditations, just picture him in the light and send him love. Send it from your heart chakra. I think he's really going to feel that. He needs you. He wasn't honest with you, and he didn't treat you well during this breakup. But just know it wasn't anything you did. He just kind of had a bit of a breakdown. But you're going to be, this is great. You're going to be fine. You actually have some money coming up, too. And, wow, you have some good stuff coming up here. The last thing is, this looks like, he is going to be coming back. The death card upside down says this isn't a permanent break. But 3 or 4 months, they want you to really, really work on what makes you happy.
This is A1R.
The Ask One Radio Network.
How to be a great dad in 15 seconds. Bike ride, go fish, walk in the park, phone call, milkshake, play catch, picnic, fly a kite, tell jokes, laugh, talk, read a story, tell a story, bumper car, swing set, bowling, pillow fight, cut loose, stay tight. Whew. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, troubled teenagers, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Love and Light with Sarah Manning. Live from SarahSManning.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Love and Light on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm back. I know it's been a little while. I was hoping to be live next week, but I was in Ireland at the beginning of the month, and I had actually a really hard time recovering from jet lag. And I'm actually working like crazy right now in the Edmonton, Alberta, Sherwood Park, Stony Plain area up here in Canada. And I've got a lot going on. So instead of doing readings today, I thought I would just talk a little bit. So the biggest thing I want to talk about is actually energy. So after coming back from Ireland and everything, myself anyway, so everything I talk about today is all about myself and how I deal with energy and how I work with energy. And I know a lot of other energy workers out there might be a little different, but for me, this is how it works. So here we go. So when I'm really tired or I'm just feeling very emotionally drained or, have been going through a lot, I personally am not able to make those really strong connections that all of you deserve to have and deserve to connect with your guides, loved ones. So I always choose to rather giving instead of giving a crappy reading to someone or I usually call them a half-assed reading, I would rather, either move a scheduled appointment or just talk like this on our wonderful radio show with A1R Psychic Radio News Network. News Network. Oh gosh, see, my brain's not even working. So that's kind of why I decided to just talk today. And it's interesting because I was kind of, when I came home today or came to my girlfriend's house where I'm staying, I was like, okay, I'm going to do readings. I should, this is what I'm meant to do. This is what I love doing. But I literally was like, but I'm so tired. And I'm sure you've noticed even here, I'm not my super bubbly, like happy go lucky self right now. I'm a little more subdued and everything, but I did bring my cards with me. And I was shuffling them as I was getting ready to do the readings, and I was still on the fence as to what I was going to do. And the card that popped out for me was patience. And it was reminding me that I don't always have to be top-notch, 100%. I can give what I have, and that's still okay. And the reason why I thought, sometimes I like to talk about that and share my lessons with people is because I always think that if I can go through something and share it, then maybe somebody else will remember they're not the only ones going through it, and they're not the only ones who are maybe having a half-assed kind of day, right? Or maybe they're not going to be able to give their all, but they're giving their all in that day, right? So that's kind of why I was like, all right. And even when Dave called me, my wonderful producer, to say, so what are we doing today? And are we doing readings? I was kind of like, oh, I'm not sure. He's like, we can do a rerun. And he's been so great and so sweet. But I was like, no, because I should do something because I've been doing reruns for so long and I feel bad. So I was like, all right, we're just going to do this today. I'm just going to talk and we're going to go with it. So let me tell you about an amazing experience that I had in Ireland. So long story short, a long time ago, I ended up giving my husband a past life reading by accident. I don't normally practice past life regressions, and I wasn't sure 100% to believe on what I was telling him because it's my husband. I know what he likes. I know what cultures, are fascinating to him. So I wasn't sure if what I was giving him was definitely divine guidance or a divine reading, or if it was just, what I wanted, what I knew he'd want to hear. But then I had a reading done by a wonderful gal. If ever you want an amazing Akashic record reading, her name is Tara Drennan. I absolutely love this gal. She gave me Akashic record reading, and I never told her about this past life reading. And she validated so much about what I said. So the reason why I tell you that is because one of the past lives that my husband and I had, I think it was actually one of the very first ones we had together, was in Ireland. So it was really cool for me to get back there. And I actually felt like I was going home. And I'd never been to Ireland before. I have English-Irish roots, but not necessarily direct Irish roots in the family, right, in this lifetime. So it felt really interesting that I felt like I was going home. There were so many beautiful things. If ever you get a chance to go to Ireland, I highly recommend it, especially if you're someone that loves energy and green. When they talk about Ireland being an Emerald Isle, I don't think anything prepares you for how green and lush and energetic this place is. It truly is. When they talk about fae and fairy tales and just special places, I think Ireland is totally it. If you get a chance to go to Cliffs of Moher, definitely do it. It's amazing. So anyways, we were driving along. It was myself, my mom, my sister, and my great aunt. And we were driving along and kind of got lost, but all of a sudden I heard this voice that said, pull over. And we were looking at all these ruins and I was like, okay, so I quickly pulled over. I didn't know what was there. I couldn't exactly see it because it was up above and hidden by not only a rock wall, but some bushes. And my mom and sister were like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I don't know. We should go and look in there. I really want to. So I walk into this kind of like castle or a church that's like a ruin, but it has a cemetery in it at the same time. So we had been in a cemetery earlier in the day. I didn't feel anything. I usually say cemeteries are the best place for me because they're really quiet, because I don't ever feel dead people there, because all the dead people are with their families, right? They're not hanging out at the cemetery. They're hanging out with you, which is great and loving and kind. So anyways, nothing, didn't feel anything, was super relaxed, enjoyed the quiet. But then we walked into this next cemetery and it was like as if I had energetic currents just going from my feet all the way up to the top of my head, especially on my right side. And it was just vibrating. And I was like, holy cow, what is going on? And immediately I'm like, okay, guides, like, what is going on here? Why am I feeling so energetic? There's like, what the heck is going on? This is so weird. But loving it at the same time. And literally what I heard was, Colin's here. Your husband's body from past life is buried here. Now, I didn't believe that there would be a headstone because that was many, 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 many years ago that he would have been buried here. But I found a little spot in the field. Well, not really the field, but I guess the cemetery that just had these little rock markers. And it's so funny because I'm always, so I'm a Gemini, so I have two sides to every story, right? I have two faces, two personalities. And I always hear the one side being the spiritual side of me and being like, yes, believe that this is where he is. And I got to this one rock and I was like, holy crap, this is where you are. And the energy and the feeling and the like, oh man, I totally believe this. I believe I found where my husband's past body is. And I believe 100%. And then there's the other side of me that is like, wow, Sarah, you really sound out to lunch and you sound like really cuckoo. But that side, every day I choose to listen to my spiritual side and my intuitive side. The other like so-called logical side gets quieter and quieter and less and less. And I think, it's really important I think they can marry each other really complementary and be good balance for each other. One foot to keep me level-headed and another foot to remember that there are things that will happen in this lifetime that don't make sense. But when you enjoy it, it's amazing. And so that was quite an incredible experience for me. And I loved it. And I don't think anybody in the world would ever be able to convince me that I didn't find my husband's burial place. And I even now, even thinking about it, it just makes me kind of like, whew. And I loved it because my sister was like, now you found a piece of him. So when you get home, you tell me if there's any shifts or any difference about him. And what was really neat is that evening when, before I even told my husband anything, he was like, I feel like today was a really special day for you. And I think that you enjoyed today more than anything in the past couple days that you've been around or in Ireland. And I just I kept that to myself. I didn't want to share that, but that to me is just another validating thing that my husband is definitely there. And it was just kind of really cool. And I think when you are open to the mysteries or mystics of part of life, more of it opens up to you. Another lesson that I learned in Ireland that I found really, excuse me, I'm sorry. I got really sick when I was in Ireland. The second day I was there, I had no voice and it was just awful. And I'm still kind of trying to get rid of it. So I apologize about the coughing and the noise. But actually, it was really funny. I think it was the second day we were in Ireland. Actually, it would have been the third day. We were driving in this area, and I was like, oh, wow, isn't this beautiful? Isn't this cool? And the rest of my passengers, because I was doing most of the driving for the trip, the rest of the passengers were like, we were just driving through here yesterday when I was really sick, and I was like, wow, I really shouldn't have been driving because I have no memory of driving through here. So note to self, when I'm sick, even if I didn't take any medication, which I hadn't, don't drive in a strange area. Thank goodness for my angels and guides that kept myself and my passengers safe, because when people tell you that the roads in Ireland are narrow and windy and you're supposed to go fast on them, your concept of what narrow and windy might be, take it, and like if you think, oh yeah, they're probably about that side, half it and go like that. Because that's how wide the roads are. So anyways, another lesson that I learned really strongly while I was in Ireland, and it was such a good, important reminder, is my mom loves photography, and I've been blessed to have gotten that passion from her as well. And I really do enjoy taking pictures, and I have a beautiful digital camera, but I don't allow it to do automatic exposure. Like I manually set everything so that I can play with the light and take the picture that I want to take. And I do the focus and to me, that's part of the art of taking the picture. Now, at the Cliffs of Moher, I kept taking all these beautiful pictures, and I kept looking for the next best shot, and the sun was changing, and we were there for quite a while, so it was kind of really neat to go from late afternoon to dusk to see the different colors that show up in the rock face and even see the ocean change color. But as I was taking those pictures, I realized I was missing the moment. I wanted to experience Ireland, and I wanted to experience the energy. And I was so involved in taking pictures to capture the memory that I was missing the memory. So it really taught me, and I'm so glad it taught me that in the first day, that yes, it's great to take pictures to remember the memory, but be in the moment and enjoy what's happening. And I kept having to remind myself, you're in Ireland. This is your first European vacation. This is first over the seas. And it's so important in daily life as well. You know, I think we're so, and I'm like the worst offender I know. I take selfies all the time, and I just love them, and they're so much fun. But we're so like Instagram and Facebook and posting and getting the next best thing, that I think sometimes we forget to live in the moment. And so that's actually something that I got to share with a client of mine today, earlier this afternoon. Her lovely father came in. He's always such a riot when we talk to him. He's passed, and he loves his daughter so much. It's amazing. And he came in and he was talking about the fact that it's important for her to leave her cell phone outside of the bedroom, because before we go to sleep, we're all on the phone. And it's not just her, we're all guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. You know, before you go to sleep, you've got your phone, and then as soon as you wake up, you pick up your phone. We forget to like relax and breathe when we wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I'm excited for today. I wonder what today has got in store for me. And we forget to connect to our inner selves in those first few moments of morning. And instead we're like, okay, what do I got to do? What needs to get done? What's going on in the world? Who's posted what on Facebook? Oh, I should like that. And I'm, like I said, I am so guilty of this and stuff, but it's so important to be present in the moment and not worry about what's coming next. And I think too, when you take that moment to connect to yourself and really enjoy the moment of the morning, the first few breaths, being appreciative and having gratitude, you're more grounded throughout the day. And you're more aware of how you feel about things, what your opinions are about things. I think you're better able to communicate about things as well when you've fully connected to your body. And, that way you're not like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I will just look at my clothes and I'll just be like, okay, well, this will work, and I'll just throw it on. And I don't appreciate, hey, this looks really good. And I think, I think I look pretty good today. And I forget to tell myself that. And I rely on my husband to tell me that. And I need to more focus on how I'm feeling in that moment. Normally I really love the color blue, but maybe I don't like the color blue today. Instead of putting something on it by habit, maybe I should understand what it's doing to me. I do not like the color red. I can't stand the color red. And usually, excuse me, sorry guys. And I figured that out because I learned that color actually has an energetic vibration. And there's a reason why we're drawn to a color. As you can see, I was kind of laughing at myself because I'm wearing black today. Now, when I wear black, it's generally because I'm a little low on energy. I want to hide. I want to be comfortable. I'm not really overly out there, but usually I'll wear white, I'll wear blue, I'll wear purple. I don't wear pink as much with the pink hair because I feel like that's a little too much pink. But I usually wear a lot of color, and I actually make an effort to buy color more than anything because I don't want to be a wallflower. I don't want to stand, be hidden from the crowds. But you'll always know when I'm kind of feeling a little off because you'll see me wearing black, and that's okay. That's just what black does, right? It kind of makes it so you don't really stand out. One of my favorite things my teacher ever said was, we were in one of her classes, and she used me as an example because that day I was wearing a very brightly colored dress, and she was talking about colors, and she pointed at me and she's like, now look at Sarah. When she first started coming here, she was always in black. Always, and was kind of be hidden in the corner. And now look at her, she's wearing very vibrant, bright, here I am kind of pictures, and she's sitting, pattern, and she's sitting right in front of the class. So it's very interesting how, if you pay attention to how color even affects your energy, it's kind of makes sense as to why you're wearing something on that particular day. I don't know about you guys, but when another thing that I'll do to make myself feel a little warmer or a little more comfortable is I'll usually have like a sweater. My best friend always buys me the best sweaters, and this is one she got for me, or I wear a hoodie. So the whole thing about all of this today was about energy. And it's so important that when you guys, so it's not just light workers or energy workers that have to be aware of how their energy around them is affecting them. I think, we all have to realize as a human race, energy affects us in all ways, shapes, and forms. And sometimes when you're around, and it's so evident, like when you're around really up, when you're having a bad day, and you're around someone that's really happy and really go lucky, they will either pull you out of that funk or you'll just get really irritated, right? And you look at these people and they're like, how can you be so happy? It's raining, it's snowing, it's miserable outside, and yet you're just so happy. And they're like, yeah, but I'm alive and it's a great day. And sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes you just want to smack them and be like, get out of my face. Because we're in our lower energy egos, right? And other times we're like, yeah, you know what? I am alive and I am breathing and I have a roof over my head and I have all these amazing things happening to me. And that's great. And you know what? I am so usually the happy person that is people will be talking to me about, stressful or possibly negative things that are happening. And I'm like, yeah, but there's nothing you can do. So just move on. And then sometimes I go, I really hope I'm not annoying you because I'm being so positive, or I'm because, it's a really good thing to be positive, but it doesn't mean that you can't every once in a while be like, today I'm going to have a stress day. Today I'm going to allow myself to feel a little low. I'm going to allow myself not to wallow in those lower thoughts or feelings, but sometimes you just have to embrace them and be like, I'm allowed to feel sad today, because that is a human emotion and that's part of our human experience. So I think that's really important. Wow, you never know how long a half an hour is until you have to do a monologue or something, or just talk to people, because I'm literally thinking in my head going, okay, Spirit, you've given me so much. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Give me more. And please make it sound like I'm smart and I'm not just yammering. So I hope a lot of what I have said has helped somebody realize that, hey, just because I'm having a down day or a down month or a down week, whatever it is, it's okay. I think it's so important that even if for 5 minutes during the day, though, you have some type of light in your life, because I do believe that when, changing your vibration It is possible to change your reality. And I think I've mentioned this before on the radio show, but I tell a lot of my clients that in life, I always envision that we have two cups. We have the cup of negativity, fear, ego, uncertainty, and all of that. And I think this is where the world is driven mostly, is to this cup, having more likes, having more followers, having the perfect picture, having the perfect food, having the perfect. But it's so unattainable that we just feel like we're constantly missing the mark. So I feel like we're very focused on this. Whereas instead, if we shift it and start focusing on the desired outcomes, positivity, our goals and dreams as not just goals and dreams, but possible realities, I feel like that this cup will become fuller, and then this cup will slowly get smaller and smaller until it's just a little blip, and then this is overflowing. And excuse me, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm learning this big time myself. Because I'm obviously an entrepreneur. I've been doing this for full time now for 4 years, going on 5, and I've been very blessed to do it, and I've loved every minute of it, and everything. But my husband's always been the main worker. Well, now he's doing his own thing. He's becoming his own entrepreneurial business and following his own path and following his intuition. And automatically I was like, oh my God, but we don't have, we're not going to have a steady check coming in. And oh my God, we have these bills, and how are we going to eat? And I'm someone that tells people constantly, don't worry about it. What you focus on, you will receive, because I do believe that. I really do. And especially when it comes to finances, because anytime I've been like, oh, I have an unexpected bill come up, I'd be like, okay, Spirit, let's schedule a reading. And sure enough, I want to be like, sure as shit. I would schedule that reading, and I would be able to pay the bill. And it's amazing how all of a sudden something that's unfamiliar, unknown can kind of rock your core, shake your foundation. But the cool thing is when instead of going, oh my God, I have all these cracks in my foundation, you can just go, oh, okay, perfect. My foundation is still solid, but I see that Spirit is telling me I just need a little bit of attention to these little cracks here. And really, in the grand scheme of things, those little cracks aren't so important. I can fix them. I can work with them because I am constantly supported by Spirit and the universe. I am loved. These opportunities or this path that my husband and I have chosen would not be here if it wasn't the right thing. My husband is trusting his intuition more than he ever has in his life. And I should rather, instead of being like, I should be applauding that and being super happy for him. And I really, really am. And I think it's really great. And in fact, we actually talked about it today, because there was something he was doing, and I was like, how could you do that right now? And then as I was driving, I heard Spirit go, Sarah, you ask him to trust his intuition all the time. Don't you think this is trusting his intuition? And I was like, normally this would have ended up in a really big fight. But what happened was I listened to my messages and I asked him about his, and they met up. So, understanding that when you get a draw to something, or you're pulled to something, or driven towards something, it's because the universe, your angels and guides, and your higher self is telling you, this is your path. Maybe it's not the end game, but this is your path. And again, it takes energy and it takes time. Allow yourself those times to be energetic, or allow those times for yourself to be, I don't have the energy today. And that's actually what I told my husband, because he was beating himself up for not going out there and pushing his business and everything. And I said, you know what, Colin? Maybe you needed this downtime to re-energize, to refocus, as well as to get the people that you need to meet. They have to get in line with the vibration and meet you at a certain time too. So sometimes you just have to understand that we all need to recharge. And I know that a lot of people are anxious for readings, and that's totally understandable. And you're looking for that connection. So when it's someone like me that's like, I'm sorry, I have to reschedule, it's not because I really want to, because trust me, I don't, but I actually always want to give you the best of everything I have, whether it is online like this, whether it's over the phone, whether it's Facebook Live when I go there, or in person. My goal every time, no matter what it is to be the best channeler that I can be, and give you the best information, because if I don't, I'm cheating you out of something really amazing and possibly life-changing. So I appreciate everybody's patience, and especially my producers with A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I really appreciate all of their patience with me. I know I'm running out of time, but just really quickly, I am going to ask everybody if they don't mind sending a little prayer to my mom, Colleen. She's going in for major surgery next Monday, and there's a couple of things that might still happen that we're not sure about. So that if you could all send a prayer to Colleen, my mom, I'd greatly appreciate it. So love and light to everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to be live next week, but it all depends on everything that goes on with my mom. So love and light, guys. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your week.
This is A1R, the Ask One Radio Network. Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. At 6 I make his breakfast. Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. At 6 I make his breakfast. At 7 I shower. Every day I wake up
For those caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
What? Why? Just wait for the inheritance. We've definitely got a rich uncle somewhere. We're one call away from the winner's circle at the Derby, dinners with multiple forks, a vacation home in the country, using summer as a verb.
You don't actually think that, do you?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
I'm going to the hardware store.
Oh, will you pick up 800 lumen bulbs?
800 more flowers? The neighbors will think we're wacky.
Not flower bulbs, light bulbs.
Come on, Dad. Lumens tell you how bright the bulb is. We can replace our 60-watt bulbs with energy-saving bulbs that give off about 800 lumens.
So, we'll save money.
Right.
Got it. 800 lumens and more savings.
Lumens, the new way to shop for light. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I don't know how to talk like a parent. Don't make me come back there. You see what I mean? It's pretty awful. Try it again. Don't make me come back there. Now that's pretty good. That one kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
I lost my vision 5 years ago. Thought I'd never read again.
Then she discovered Talking Books, a free program through the Library of Congress's National Library Service for the blind and physically handicapped.
Keeping me connected to my world? Now you're talking.
This year, the Talking Book and Braille program celebrates 80 years of delivering books and magazines right to the doorsteps of those unable to read. From children to seniors and veterans.
Letting me read what all my friends are reading too. Now you're talking.
To learn more, call 1-888-NLS-READ.
I'm John, a volunteer at United Way. I'm here at Lincoln Elementary School to find out what this place needs. Who knows better about what kids need than kids, right? Let's ask them.
Monsters! Lasers! A pool! Another guinea pig! More lasers! Sprinkles!
I was thinking more spinach at lunchtime and maybe more exercise.
Nah. Lasers are cool.
When it comes to creating healthier communities, what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to UnitedWay.org, because great things happen when we live united. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
A1R Psychic, Metaphysical and Wellness Radio. A breath of fresh air. This is A1R, a product of Positive Peak.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. It's time for Persian Medium I Am Power with Persian Medium Fiona. Live from PersianMedium.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Persian Medium I Am Power on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
I was at the age of 7. So it was my first grade. Yes, that was my first grade. Actually, it was that I felt that I'm kind of different, compare myself with others in a class. I felt that I feel and see things which kind of weird. It was really weird to me because I didn't know to who I have to talk to. What should I say to my teacher? And how can I explain my experience and my connections to, I didn't know at that time what it means. The Holy Spirit, the messages, the things that come to me without I'm asking, or every time when I want to have something, it's just come to me or came to me though at that time. So I do remember I talked to my grandma and I said, I feel that I can hear people, I can see people. Yeah, it was about actually making a decision. It was about that just do something, because every time when someone had some need, believe me or not, they come to me by themselves. I never even knew any of those people, where they are and where I can find them. They came to me, they talked to me out of sudden, and somehow I'm a messenger. And as a messenger, I always has to deliver my message. If I'm not, then I'm getting some punish from God, or somehow some energies come to me and tell me or film me that, you know, you have to, and you did not. So yes, it came so naturally to me. I never decided for any of those messages. Those messages came very easily and nicely to me, and I always, the only responsibility that I have is that I have to deliver the messages. Well, I raised with my grandpa and grandma, so I did not know anything about my parents until I was 11 years old. And my mom and my dad got married, and I was just 9 months when they got divorced. Both of them been very young and very mature, as I heard. My dad never been in Iran because after they divorced, so my dad moved to Italy or in Europe. So, and my grandparents did not even tell me about that I have mom and dad. They just act and also pretend that my mom is my grandma and my dad is my grandpa. My mother is my sister and my uncles is my brothers. So that I heard until I was 11 years old. So I was just around the age of 13 that I started thinking about that I need to do something by my own. And of course, my Holy Spirit and God always was behind me, helped me, guide me, and let me know exactly where to go and how to do. So I started a little business by business, and I felt that, oh, now I became a businesswoman. It's like a young 13 and 14 years old lady that is starting to kind of, you know, feel and sense that she has connection to people. She has connection to God. She has connection to the source that she never ever thought that she could ever go there. Like every single business that you could imagine, like computer and other things that I never had any experience of. So yes, I start my real business at the age of 13. and became actually the marketing manager for a big company actually in Iran, in Tehran, as a marketing manager. Yes, I did. Success is you. You are success. Success is everywhere. Success is something that you think and feel and connect into your own abilities. Success is about that you believe in yourself in the first place. Success means that you never let down or let go of anything that you want and wish because someone telling you that you can't. And you know what the most amazing success for me was? When people said, you can't do it, and I did. That means success. I am actually gave me the very nice, beautiful pics of you are, who you are. It's just remind me about who I am. And power is also tell me that get in touch and get connect with your abilities, the power and the gift that you have inside, and try to touch it. And every time when I says I am, I remind myself exactly who I am. And power is telling me what type of power and abilities I have that I can receive and give, or give and receive to my audience, to my clients, to my students, and to my followers. You, my students, my audience, my followers, and those that I don't even know, but I'm talking to them daily, maybe 10 times a day. Sometimes I may not know exactly who they are, but when they're calling me, when they meet me, when they cry, and when they feel that I know them for so long, that is exactly the inspiration. And every time when someone calling and says, well, Fiona, things happened. Well, Fiona, because of you, my life getting better. Well, Fiona, thank you so much. You saved my marriage. Well, Fiona, thank you so much. You healed my husband. Well, Fiona, thank you so much for everything you did. That is exactly the inspiration for me to go and do everything that goes from my power, little by little, to make you guys happiest. Well, it's very funny because I'm actually having or had or still a lot of people who is non-believer. And what the funny part was, those who was non-believer, when they was around me, the Holy Spirit and the guidance that come from the add energies is just showing them that they are completely wrong. Things happened that I was with them, messages come from others, so they kind of like being shocked one after each other that, wow, we didn't even believe, we didn't even thought, we couldn't even, you know. So I understand that there is a lot of people that is non-believer, but you know what? This is exactly what I'm telling to people. If you are believing that you are living, that you have blood in your body, that you can move your body from here to the left and go to the right, means that you can feel and sense. And then you get connected to the sense of the energies that you have inside. Then you can feel more and more. As you know that animals can feel and sense before any bad things is going to happen, because they have a very strong sense. It depends. If you are a person that trying to, you know, make your sense or see your sensualities in your emotion, your vision, imagination, your subconscious mind, get close to that power, then you can see, feel, and connect to the spirit. If you don't, if you disable those visions, if you disable those beliefs, if you disable that there is nothing as a miracle, everything is all about this, everything is all about that, everything is all about black and everything is all about white, there is not in the middle, what I have to say is completely wrong. Because I could feel and I could see exactly where we stand when it comes to our vision, emotion, feelings, and subconscious mind. If you get close to all of them, you can have and active your psychic abilities and mediumship. If not, it will be gone. So those who don't believe, they may never gonna activate the third eyes, the emotion and the vision in their life. So my advice to all of them is about to open up, activate it, believe it until you achieve it. Colors hypno my mind and hypno my vision to what I want to receive as a messages. Sometimes when I have a difficult cases or I am in a difficult place with client, which I'm trying to help and make them to heal, I am using those colors as a significant fingerprint for myself to receive messages and to give them the messages. That's why I go to my studio and just like closing and shut the door for maybe half an hour to 3 or 4 hours. I'm using all the colors around, I'm playing with them, and I creating whatever I am waiting or they are waiting to get an answer from me. So yes, when I'm painting, I am not here. If someone screaming at me, talking to me, like my son many times, they come and says, well, Mom, can you do this and that? Well, I couldn't even hear them. So, well, my husband says, well, your phone is ringing, so can you answer? I couldn't even hear that because I'm not here. When I'm paint, I'm not here. I'm somewhere else. And sometimes the way that I'm choosing colors, the shape, the idea is not something that I'm choosing before I go in. So every single of those that I paint here in my house, it has some significant fingerprint of something that has to do with some of my clients, my achievement, or was very touchy. That's why I feel painting for me, or to me, was always like, just do it. It's time. Do you want to receive that messages, or do you want to heal that specific person? Please, just do it. So many people ask me about, like, is it a pentagram? Is this something that, is this not a pentagram? Is it not something that people or others use? Pentagon is my technique. It's my technique in between God, me, and Holy Spirit. In between you, God, and Holy Spirit. In between math and the quantum physics. So it's all about many angles of whatever you want to be and wherever you want to go. They guide me, they tell me, both in a science way and in a very spiritual way. That's why I'm using Pentagon as whatever you want me to ask for. And this is a technique that I can't really teach anyone, because this is something that come through me, gave me the messages, and almost after so many years, I received 99% accuracy for the Pentagon reading. And it's all about your real date of birth, and also is about what you want exactly to know and what type of messages I can receive. And if there is any warning, anything that you should be aware of, the Pentagon will tell you what to do or not to do. I'm working with all law enforcement, lawyers, police officers. Also, I had a couple cases with the highest top. So, yeah, I do. There is a lot of mystery questions about mystery murder cases, about questions that why this person is just like missing for 2 months without even have any sort of communication or connection with the family. The lawyers basically had kind of like insurance company cases, example. They want to know that if that specific company telling the truth about what happened or not happened. And through their investigation, they're going to figure out that, oh no, that's not true. Because the only things I'm telling them that there is 2 ways or 3 ways that they are lying. The first is this, the second is this, and the third is that. So it's now up to you where you're going to go and investigate. And also when it comes to missing people, it's always a pleasure to helping missing, people or family that who has a lot of pain because their family is not around. So yeah, it's such a pleasure when just like trying to use my abilities and my pentagon, of course, to see exactly where they are. And if sometimes fortunate, I can tell them that, yeah, exactly where they are, but sometimes unfortunate, I have to just find a body for them and then let them to release and relieve from that pain. To me, it's all about messages, and it's all about spirit messages. I dreamed again, and in my dream, I saw a very beautiful, gorgeous lady. I couldn't see the face, but I saw the beautiful white hair, long, white, beautiful hair with the white dresses. And when I say dresses, because she wore a couple dresses through her, it sounds to be that I could see her to transfer from the one place to second place and changing a dress through the white again and again and again and again. And to me, it was about like, what is the message is all about, why I dreamed about her. And then I didn't know exactly how and which way. Then I asked again, can you please tell me what is all about? Can you just please tell me why I had you in my dream and who are you? So next day, not, but the second day, I dreamed about her again. And she said, "Where white became light." I woke up and I felt like, oh my God, what is that? And again, I'm back to sleep. And she come back again and says, "Where white became light." And it was exactly when I started to heal cancer patients. That was exactly when I started to heal animals. That was exactly when I healed, when I got the results as a healer, that how strongly things got exactly what we want. So, and that was a message to me. If you want to heal people, then wear white. And I felt that, okay, maybe it's just a matter of timing when I'm touching them. But then when I ask, I receive the messages and says, no, until you die. You wear white until you die, because it sounds to me that something activated in my mind and my body to be a healer, to heal disease that doctor says there is no way to heal. That's why I'm wearing white until I die. Well, my message to singing people is about don't give up, because, and if you guys have any bad experience in the past, that doesn't mean that it's going to continue, because life is just about you, and it's about that how you look at the life and your, passion, what you had. So let's say that people come back and say, well, you know what, I've been hurt, I've been raped, I've been abused, I've been this. My advice to all of them is about stop to say, I've been is a past. I don't want you to live in the past, because past is past. It's just going to give you more blame and anxieties. And then what do you want to do from now on? Do you know exactly what you want from the new guy? Because many of those clients that I have, they may say, well, I don't know, I just want a real man. And who is the real man for you? A real man is about to be a very wealthy man, but kind of stupid, or a man that has everything. People says, oh, I want to have everything together. What I say is, well, lady, everything means everything to you, but you have to be specifically and significantly know exactly what you want from that guy. So for those who are single today and I kind of give up because they don't know exactly what to do and where to go because there is no man, well, of course there is. And of course you can make it. And of course you can find your twin flame, your soulmate, the man that you are going to be connected for whole life. But it's all about give and receive. For a woman who wants to just receive and be as a receiver, they are not going to go anywhere. Even the man that comes from the Holy Spirit and trying to be a perfect model is not going to make you happy. So you have to first be happy on your own skin before you date anyone. And if you are not happy in your own skin, then please don't date anyone, because you destroy your life and destroy that person's life as well. Be happy in your own skin and then start dating and feel and receive the moment that you want. So the art, exactly as I said, the art of receiving is giving. I love horses a lot. I did from age 10, actually. I would love to follow everywhere, look in every magazines to see, because to me, horses was a beautiful, gorgeous spirit. And I felt like the way that they are, their muscles, their beautiful eyes, they hypnote me, like, you know, like hypnotizing you when you're talking to them. And when I was there for the first time, when I was like touching my first actually horse to see exactly like how it's going to be the feelings, it was just like I think I was 13, and kind of I was scared at the beginning because I was a little girl and that the horse was completely like tall, muscle, and it's like, but the only way that I could connect to that horse and feel completely in love with it was his eyes. So from there I could see and feel the eyes of, you know, every single horses that I could even see through the magazine, through actually, you know, TV shows and everywhere, that I am connected to them. And believe me or not, it was so cool because every time when I'm manifesting or want to manifest about something, the first things that come to my mind, that was the beautiful eyes of horses. And specifically the first time that I met my first horse at the age of 13, I always remind about that beautiful eyes. Every single of horses has a significant eyes, which telling you about who you are and what to do to get better. Many of horse owners asking me, well, how can you tell to my horse? Because I told him before in the past, I told her, but they are not listening. But they do listen to you right away, right now. And it's all about connection. So your horse and the way that your horse come to your life, it means a lot. That means something for you. That you are connected to your horse in the past life. That means that this horse may gonna tell you something or some messages that many of those owners doesn't know how to connect with. That's exactly what I'm doing. Many of those horses wants to be famous. They are jumper. They want to win. Their owners would love to win. They have a desire to win. Well, but they want to make sure that the horse exactly understood the fact that what exactly his or her desires is, and that is my role to go hypnotizing horses and telling him and her exactly what to do and not to do to make her happiest or feel healthiest or wealthiest, whatever she or he wants. So that is exactly what I did. At the same time, I heal horses a lot. Horses with the pain, emotional pain, physical pain, and any pains that maybe a doctor couldn't really do anything with them. I could, and I did, and I succeed, and I'm happy for that. That's why I'm very connected to horses. I am strongly connected to their energies, and I can do everything that goes from my power to make them, both horse and horse owners, happiest together and having and fulfill their desires. Okay, the way that you guys can see me or talk to me or find me is in 3 ways. Okay, the first way is Avid Advice. AvidAdvice.com is an online platform that you guys could just call, chat, and ask any questions you guys have. Many of you guys may not living in California, or maybe you are located in Europe. Many of you guys may be in Australia, maybe in another state. So it's kind of very hard for you guys to fly here and just say, well, you know, Fiona, can you just ask this, you know, just answer these questions. So you can call and chat with me anytime and no time. I'm always online 24 hours and 7 days because of all the clients that I have worldwide. Then, you know, they're going to be the shortest, the nicest, and maybe for you, the easiest. And the second is my radio shows, which is people calling and listening to my radio shows for half an hour, but unfortunately not people can find me easily there because there's tons of people that waiting on the line to trying to have a convo with me. And the third one, which is the best ever one you can think and imagine, is a face-to-face meeting in my wellness center with my team in Corona Del Mar and in Avid Awakening. So we do a lot for you guys. We will do and touch your soul, your body, and your emotion, and get you closer to yourself. So that's why I'm receiving a lot of emails after that says, well, Fiona, I would love to see you again. I would love to talk to you again and see your team, because after I went home, I just been somebody else. And of course, this person can't come back all the time. So what they are doing, they calling me on Avid Advice after that, and they asking again for other, subject and object, what they have in their life, and they want to make sure that if they can make it as a progress. So that is exactly what I'm doing, and that is exactly what I did all my life until now. But of course, Avid Awakening is much better because you are guys going to meet me. We both can exchange energies. We are going to hike, and we are going to see exactly what type of need you have and what we could do to make you happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, and get connected to your own soul. Welcome to Avid Awakening, a beautiful, gorgeous wellness center who will adjust you mentally, emotionally, and physically. Also, it will help you to manifest your finance, anything and everything you desire for. This place is a very beautiful place which is located in Corona Del Mar. So please book your appointment today.
This is A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Persian Medium Fiona is now on avidadvice.com. Psychic Mastermind.
Do you see children in our future?
Yes, of course. I see the building family almost 3 or 4 months.
Wow. I'm wondering if there's any loved ones around.
I feel the energies are telling me about a man. He's tall. He was married before, but it was not a real marriage because it sounds to be the person cheating on him. No kids around, no brothers, no sisters, your age or almost 3 years older.
I think I might know who this person is. Okay. I think I might know who he is, yeah.
Okay.
You may already know of Persian Medium Fiona from her radio shows, her television shows, her groundbreaking detective work, and from just about every corner of the web. Only a site with the integrity and the purpose of avidadvice.com could land her. And she's available now. avidadvice.com. Psychic Masterminds.
Women now make up 37% of the workforce, changing their role forever.
Harvard Medical School has now opened its doors to new female applicants.
The first woman is now in space.
The majority of last year's doctorate degrees were earned by women.
We've come so far, but our news is changing for the worse. More women die from heart disease and stroke than men, even though it can be prevented. Make a change at GoRedForWomen.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women. You and your family are connected by routine, and you stick to it. But what if a disaster strikes without warning? What if your day's routine is disrupted and you can't reach your family? Have you planned for that? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, be ready. Get a kit. Make a plan. Be informed. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
A1R.
A1R. A1R.
A1R.
A1R. A1R.
A1R.
A1R. The Ask One Radio Network.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
And now, Australia's Psychic Cowgirl with Tanya Reid. Live from AustraliaPsychicCowgirl.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Australia's Psychic Cowgirl on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everyone. Tanya Reid, Australia's Psychic Cowgirl. I do apologise for our reception today. We are on the road, and I was hoping to be a bit further down the track where we're closer to a more of a major town to be able to get a bit of service. So we're going to give it a shot and see how we go, because that's the way we roll here, is we just keep on going. So anyway, we're on our way to Bright to the Rod Run. So we've got our old classic mainline Ford here that's going to do the trick to get us up there, and we're going to have fun cruising around for a couple of days and meeting up with some amazing friends and colleagues and all types. So you might get to see, if this video is good enough, you might get to see some hot rods cruising on past, because we've got the road behind us. Poor Dave's been very patient trying to find us a nice spot where we could get better reception. So I do apologise, and please give Dave a big rap for being so patient. So hopefully I can get through and connect with you today on new calls. So that's the plan. Let's see how we go. So anyway, I hope you've been having a good week. It's just been a new moon, so there's a lot of different activity happening at the moment. A big theme with the readings at the moment I'm finding is a lot of people are getting pushed to really step up and overcome fears and doubts. So it's something that we all, have within our human life journey, is fears and doubts and things that stress us out, anxiety, over-worrying, overthinking. I think it's part of our DNA to a degree. So today I just wanted to touch on being mindful of these and working on doing little things. I was chatting to a girl this morning with a reading, and I said that steps sometimes to help you overcome those worries and anxieties. And what I often say is, if we can, make a little list of baby steps, and that can be the gorgeous young girl that I read for this morning that is 19 and hasn't got a license, and she really fears it. She fears not being in control. She fears the other cars. We brought a move on the road without many cars, so that was one of the steps. I've got the poor connection coming up, so I might be cutting in and out here. I'm not sure. So if I am, again, I apologise. So bear with us. So anyway, so we did put a few goals in place and things that she could then challenge herself to do. So this is part of, I feel, with people, when you come into this lifetime with the anxieties and the worries, we need to look at being able to empower ourselves to just, work through at a pace that we're comfortable with, to be able to make life a bit smoother. So sometimes this is about embracing change, doing something different. If you fear, say, public transport or getting in the car, just practice this, with the car, just sitting in the car, just getting comfortable, just driving it around your driveway or back and forwards. There's so many little steps that we tend to forget that we need to empower ourselves with confidence. So when we do that, it helps us then to embrace our fears. So I really want you to look at something this week that you feel fear around or you would like to overcome, and put in place some steps to help you do this. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get it first go. You know, every try that we do is one more step forward into, being able to overcome and conquer our fears. And don't worry, we all have fears, so it's pretty normal. And don't beat yourself up if you're not able to knock them out first go. Or at least, it might take you 6 months, but every little step is a step to create a more smoother future for you, and that's what it's about. All right, well, I've got good reception at this very moment. I've got Cindy in Cincinnati, Ohio, USA. Cindy, how you going?
I'm feeling good. How are you?
Good. I hope you can hear me okay. Got a little bit of a dodgy reception happening in here. Good. Okay. All right. Would you like me to tune in for you, or did you have something specific you'd like to ask me, Cindy?
Just go ahead and focus in.
Yeah. Okay. Initially, when I first looked at your name, I'm like, oh, this is your name. Was there a change with your name? I feel like somebody's showing me there's something around your name that is important.
Well, Cindy is just a nickname to my real name.
Okay, all right, yeah. Because it was like there was something different about it. You weren't born with that, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah. And is there two names brought together? Because I feel like I want to go where two names have been brought together.
Kind of. It's one full name, but I don't know.
Okay. There's a male in spirit around you as well?
Yes.
Something that's getting in for you. Can I ask this for your father?
Yes.
Sorry, our connection's breaking up. Yeah, okay. He's stepping in for you at the moment because there's some trials and tribulations, I want to say, with what you're going through.
Okay.
Okay, he's stepping up there because he's saying, I'm around you. He's also giving you signs. So there's something around looking up into the sky. Do you actually go out at a night time? I feel like I want to go towards night, being stars. Do you look up and speak to him? Or because I feel like he's showing me you connect with him.
I don't go out too much at night.
Okay, well, it's just like he's making me aware of there's something in regards to stars in the sky. So is there something around something, are you going through, is there a court ruling or something around you at the moment or going on within your family?
Ask that again?
Is there something around a court ruling or something about going to court or something in connection to the family?
Would probably be my brother.
Yeah, okay, because I feel like he's just showing me that it will be okay. So to me, the way he's presenting that's like it might be looking a little bit iffy or...
Yeah.
There's a bit of unsureness about it, but it's like, keep going.
Well,
okay, had a bit of a break, sorry, with the reception fading out a little bit.
I'm here.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, we'll pass it on to your brother. But also with you, there's stuff happening. Does that make sense? It's like he's showing me there's... all right, now I'm just going to tune into what exactly he's showing me. So this is around what you do.
That I do?
Yeah.
As far as what? I mean, I clean houses.
Yeah, something to do with your career. But what's the change? There's something around an opportunity coming in with that. Have you been toying up with something? Or because it's like he's showing me there's change around that, and it's to do with your career.
I'm looking to move out of here so that I can start my business back up again once I move out of the place that I'm at right now.
Yep. So you're planning to move, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like it's kind of like that's the buffer that will help things change track. It's like he's showing me there's, because what is it where you are at the moment? You're kind of stuck, or there's something about you restricted where you are living now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking, what he's showing me is early next year. So I'm looking like January, February, there's a shift.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Put the wheels in motion. So don't lose sight of that. And it's like that's why he's stepping in today, to tell you it is going to happen.
Good.
Yeah, so don't doubt it. It's like I want to give you from him the certainty. I feel like he was fairly confident, so it's like he's handing that to you.
Perfect.
Yeah, and there's also a bit of an issue with health. Who's going through the health issues at the moment?
Going through health issues? Health.
Yeah, he's like he's showing me somebody's going through health.
I don't know.
So you don't know, okay. There's something around health that he's saying that there's going to be a shift in that. So I don't know whether someone hasn't been well or there's a nagging around about health, but it's like he's saying it'll be okay. So what's to go with your mum? Your mum's still here?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I feel like I want to go to her with health.
With her health? So that could be she is 80 years old.
Yeah, okay. So whether there's something, that might be something to come about, but it's like he's saying it's okay. So I don't get that it's anything that, all right. Any other question before I move on? I have to go on to my next caller, but I felt there's something else, something that he hasn't picked up on or that we haven't addressed. What was my other question?
About my love life.
Yep. So there's just been a separation, would that be correct?
Well, I've been divorced for 4 years, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So
there's nobody around you now?
Kind of.
Okay.
A couple different people.
Because I feel like there's something around, he's showing me there's been a separation. You're saying there's a few there? Because I feel like there's one that needs to be let go to bring in the right one.
Okay.
I want to make reference to a P name too in relation to the one stepping in, not the one stepping out. It's like a P. I want it to go like Paul, but I don't think it's not Paul. It's just PA something.
Huh.
So maybe look out for him if he's not there already.
Okay.
I feel a little bit, again, it's a little bit around you shifting is going to be what brings in the news. So it's like that the thoughts and things are going to fall into place, but you need to move from where you are.
Okay. Yep, that's the plan.
Okay, just energetically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just get it started because you're moving. You're moving January, February. Please let me know. I'd love to hear.
Oh yes, I will.
I'm going to go on to Emily in Memphis. Thank you so much. Thanks for persevering through the really bad reception too. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye. Emily in Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee. Yay. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hi, Emily.
Hey, how are you?
Tennessee, love it. Good, how are you?
I'm good.
That's good. I can hear a giggle there. Is that you?
Just a little. Bye.
That's really cute. All right. Have you got a question for me, Emily, or would you like me to tune in for you?
You can just choose. Just whatever comes to mind.
Okay.
So whatever.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There's a decision around you at the moment that you're weighing up from, and it's like I want to say, what are they showing me? There's two good offers on the table. Does that make sense to you?
It's what now?
There's two good offers on the table. There's something around you making a decision with two options.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to say, because like they're showing me, it's quite exciting, and it's like what they're showing me is it's to do with a second offer. So I feel like there's two that you're weighing up, and there's a second offer that actually is more in alignment and more fitting for you, I want to say. Does that make sense to you?
You said the second option?
Right.
Okay.
What does it in? They're showing me awards for you. Yep. So do you show something or compete with something? Where does the...
I'm not sure.
What they're showing me. Is that... Okay.
I mean, I have a very weird life,
all right,
so I mean, I don't know.
But that suits you because you handle that really well. It's like if it was all mundane, you would be bored.
Oh,
okay, so
I don't know.
The children around you haven't. Yeah, that's interesting. There's children around you, but it's like it's your decision around these children. I'm laughing. This is one of your options, but there is a few different ones around. But there's something around children around you.
My children are grown. I don't know.
Okay. All right, maybe it's their children. There's something around babies. We're getting like little ones coming around you. So where is it that you've adapted to change over the last 6 months? Because it's showing me there's something that you've shifted and it's almost added another thing for you to work in. But it's like I want to get a bit excited around it.
Maybe my career. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about okay. But it's exciting. So did you start something new and then you've had that bit of a slump and now it's ready to take it to the next level or change it around a little bit?
I'm taking real estate online now. I'm almost done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Woohoo. So that's where the excitement is. So it's like if it hasn't already taken off, it's like because there's money coming in around that, which of course with real estate would be. But I feel like the area or there's something around a boom in an area that you're covering, I want to say, that with your real estate.
So what area do I need to be in?
There's something around okay. I feel this is going back to when I originally...
Come again?
You know the two offers that I was saying? There's two options. Like I was shown at the beginning of the reading, there's something around these two. So have you got at the moment with
what now?
Real estate? Because have you been offers? So it's like you've been offered two areas to make a decision on.
Oh, no. I've just been looking at different areas, but no offers.
Sorry. A really bad connection.
There hasn't been any offers.
All right. Something coming through. I get clear on what they're showing me. There's something around two offers. So if they haven't come in yet, then what two come through? So just bear that in mind. But they're showing me the second offer is the one that the second offer or the second area that you come across will be the one that takes us away. There's blocks being cut up into smaller.
Okay.
And you're also going to specialise in that.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to specialise. Do you help people subdivide, or have you thought about looking at the subdivision aspect?
No, I really haven't. But it's something to think about.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Just because I feel like that what's going to take off for you is that area where, you know, like it's like the houses are on a bigger area that you can cut into, you know, like divide from 1 into 2.
Okay. Sounds good.
So look out for that. Yeah. And I feel like money's not a drama for you, but it's like there's more to be had, I want to say.
Okay.
All
right.
Okay. Yep. So now, I want to go to your mum. Now, is your mum still here?
She is.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to address something. What is around there are movements and decisions around her?
What about her now?
Is there movement and decisions about her? I feel like there's something around movement and decisions around her. Because like there's something, they're just showing me it's like something moving around her. Now, where does the sister fit in?
The who?
Have you got a sister?
Where does sister? Yes, I do.
Sorry, it's a break. Okay, there's also something in reference to your sister. Now, because it's like there's some partnership around you and your sister, I have to. But I don't know, again, whether this has already transpired yet or not.
Well, we're not that close.
Emily, give me on my Facebook page, just so that because the reception here is so bad, I'm happy to personal message you some questions. You know, if you've got anything that we have that
right. I keep looking at my phone. I have all my bars.
Australia's Psychic Cowgirl. Sorry? I missed that last bit. No. Poor connection. Oh, dear. All right. We're getting now. I do apologise for the reception. It's been pretty average. I will be back where there's better internet next week, so we'll be a bit clearer. Don't hesitate to give me a message via my face. Page and woohoo! Yay!
This is A1R, the S1 Radio Network.
Imagine a world where bullying isn't considered a normal part of childhood.
A world where I'm not afraid to go to school.
To speak out.
To be myself.
Loser.
A world where I'm not afraid to be caught alone.
Come on, punk. We have the power to stop the bullying. Speak out.
Speak up.
Educate.
Find out what to look for and how you can make a difference at bullying.org.
Bullying is not kids being kids.
It's not about good homes or bad homes.
It's not a normal part of growing up. I shouldn't be afraid to get on the school bus.
To turn on my computer.
Message. Or walk to my locker. Did you know that a bully will stop his or her behavior in 10 seconds when their peers speak up?
Use your voice.
Hey, leave them alone. We have the power to stop bullying.
Find out more at bullying.org.
Bullying.org.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor or mentor. Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
A1R, Lifestyle, Healing and Wellness Radio. A breath of fresh air. This is A1R, a product of Positive Peak.
Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. And now, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with Reverend Elliot. Live from magic-works.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page. Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Greetings, fellow creatures of the universe. This is Reverend Elliot coming to you live this Halloween from New York City, where we got about 1 million people down in Greenwich Village watching about 60,000 people marching in a Halloween parade, which I went to once, and I haven't been back since. It was the strangest damn thing I ever saw. You know, it was just the giant skeletons. And at any point, even if you're hearing this a year from now or a month from now, here's what you do: you ask tarot at earthlink.net. That's the email. See, ask tarot at earthlink.net, and then just put in the subject line "knock knock" or trick or treat, and I will send you something. I will send you a treat. I'll send you a gift. I'll send you, you can tell me what you'd like. The options are simple. I can send you a talisman. I can send you an amulet of some sort. Tell me what it is that you have in mind. I can send you instructions on doing out-of-body experience meditations. I can send you meditations that can give you energy and power. What else? Oh, I could send you a birth chart. I can send you your astrological birth chart as a treat. No tricks, just treats. So you just send an email that says knock knock in the subject line. You send that to asktarot at earthlink.net, and I will open the door and send you something. And everybody who does that also will get a copy of my latest newsletter. The newsletters are always free, and you can find the link to the newsletters at magic-works.com. I think the older one is there still. I'm going to check that, see, but you can find the new one there too. Oh, and this month, look, if I did a monthly newsletter, I'd be happy. I do them 2 times, 3 times a year sometimes. This one is about talismans and amulets. What I'm offering for our trick-or-treat gifts. So send me an email at asktarot@earthlink.net and say knock knock in the subject line or trick-or-treat, and I will I'll get you a little something. I'll ask you what it is you'd like to. If you don't mention what you want, I'll ask you. Why not? Why give people things they don't want, right? So we're going to now. What we're going to do is what we do every Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific. We're going to look through the magical window of the tarot. The tarot cards show us what's going on in the world that our senses see. The tarot cards can what's happening, what other people are doing, what other people are saying about us, what other people's plans are, if you are concerned about stuff like that. The future. Now, this is a very important thing. The tarot cards do show the future, but what is the future? The future now is not the same as the future 5 minutes from now. That's an interesting concept right there, because each future is unique to the moment. Right now, you're not the same person you're going to be in 10 minutes, especially if you get a reading, because then you'll have more information. So readings every week, I don't hold with that. I mean, you don't want to substitute the judgment of the cards for your own judgment, but every now and then, maybe a few times a year, your birthday, New Year's, Halloween, was certain times of year, or as a situation that perplexes you arises and you might want some clarity, that's the time to get a tarot reader. And you should always know who your tarot reader is. And the question I get asked is, how do I choose a tarot reader? And I have one basic total bottom line. If you get a reading from somebody and you feel worse after the reading than you did before the reading, do not go back to that person. That person is only interested in messing with your head. There's no reason that a tarot reading should leave you feeling worse than when you started. And let's say you contact me and you want to have a half-hour reading off the air, which I do at very reasonable prices. If that reading goes a half hour and 30 minutes, we come to something really nasty and disastrous in your life, I'm not going to stop right there. I'm going to keep its readings start at $10. Now, you'll notice also if you go to magic-works.com that I have a discount available through the end of October. Now, that's today. Don't worry about that. If you still want the discount,